Welcome to Rebel Chaser. My name is Gail, and I have a video for you from Judge Hoffman in Texas. He's a new judge for my channel. But this is a hearing for a PPO. A sister wants a PPO against her brother. And as they describe what happened, I can visualize the entire thing because I have an older brother. Anyway, I'll let you guys watch.
Are we ready to call the case and proceed?
We are, Your Honor.
And are these folks are they married or in a dating relationship only? Oh, they're siblings. Is that correct?
Yes, they are.
Siblings. Okay. All right. So we're going to call now cause number 2024086, the state of Texas for the protection of Jamie Lynn Sneathen and versus Jeremy Martin McDonald here in the 452nd Judicial District Court of McCulloch County, Texas. We're here today for a hearing on an application for protective order filed by the county attorney, McCulloch County, who's present, Mr. Torres, for the protection of Ms. Sneathen, who is present. The respondent, Jeremy McDonald, is present with us here as well. All right. And so, Mr. McDonald, can you unmute your device there? And would you, ma'am, sir, please raise your right hands to be sworn? Do each of you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony that you give before this court today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
I do.
Okay, so why don't you give me an opening, Mr. Torres, to tell me why we're here, what you're asking for?
Yes, Your Honor. We're here on Ms. Sneathen's application for a protective order. Previously, the court has issued an ex parte protective order. We were set last week. Mr. McDonald, the respondent, wanted time to hire an attorney, and so we agreed to an extension of that ex parte protective order. And procedurally, they set it for today's date. Ms. Sneathen, Mr. McDonald, the respondent, was no billed actually on a assault impeding breath for this very same cause and for this very same matter. And after that no bill, Ms. Sneathen decided she wanted some form of protection, so she went ahead with this application for protective order. I believe the evidence will show that these individuals are siblings and that there has been assault, family violence that has taken place. Thank you.
And are you requesting a 2-year protective order?
We are, Your Honor.
With standard terms?
Yes, Judge.
As set forth in the application?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
So, Mr. McDonald, I remember on 8/15, we had the hearing and you requested to hire an attorney, and we continued the temporary ex parte order until today. You do not have an attorney today, is that correct?
No, Your Honor. I called legal aid and they said they had a conflict with the case, so I could not acquire.
So are you prepared to proceed today?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so you may proceed, Mr. Torres.
All right, Your Honor. I'd like to call Ms. Jamie Sneathen to testify.
Okay, so she's going to testify in response to questions from Mr. Torres. Mr. McDonald, if you have an objection as to entry of evidence, you can make an objection. Certainly, we'll give you a chance to ask questions, but also to testify on your own behalf and present your own evidence. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. I can question her if I disagree with something, and I wait for my turn to describe what happened, correct?
That's correct. All right, so you can proceed with questions, Mr. Torres.
Jamie, will you state your full name for the record, please?
Yes, sir. It's Jamie Lynn Sneathen.
All right. And Jamie, where do you currently reside?
At 1207 North Church in Brady, Texas.
Okay. And that is here in McCulloch County, correct?
Yes, sir.
And Jamie, how long have you resided there?
I moved there after I was forced to leave in May, since May.
Okay. And Jamie, how old are you?
I'm 41.
Okay. And what is your marital status right now?
I'm single.
Okay. What about any kiddos? Do you have any kiddos?
I have 3 children.
All right. And what are their ages?
I'm 16 and my twins are 14.
Okay. Now, Jamie, it's your understanding that we're here on your application for a protective order, correct?
Yes,
And it's your intention and it's your testimony today that you would like to go forward on a protective order, right?
yes,
And that's because you want to be protected from the respondent, Mr. Jeremy McDonald. Is that your understanding?
that is correct.
Okay. And will you tell the court what your relationship is with Mr. McDonald?
He is my younger brother.
Okay. What's the age difference between y'all?
4 years.
All right. Now we're here on an incident that happened on or about February 8th, 2024. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And will you tell the court what happened that day?
That day, I was going to my son's athletic events. I was bouncing back from the middle school and the high school because they were both in separate events at the same time. I went after Caden's event was over, I went to take him home and go back to Trenton's event with my oldest son and my youngest son. And then when I got there, I went to go to the bathroom because I had to go to the bathroom very, very bad. And I went to the bathroom, and while I was in the bathroom, Jeremy said that he needed the key to the building and that he lost his key. I told him, I'm in the bathroom. Can he please wait? And he was upset that I just didn't stop what I was doing. And he said, forget it. I'll take care of it. I'll just break the door down. And so he left. And then I got out of the bathroom and I went to look for him and he wasn't there. So he came back. I went out to the shed. I'm sorry. I went out to his shed, which was his building. And I noticed that the door was pried open. And so he broke the door frame to get into the building. And that really upset me. I grabbed his bat that was in there and I proceeded to walk towards my building, my home, where my children were, where my daughter was, and my son.
I understand, Mr. McDonald, you may disagree with something that she's saying, and you'll have the right to ask her a question or testify.
Afterward.
I'm sorry?
Afterwards, Your Honor.
Yes, you'll have your chance, okay?
I apologize, Your Honor.
That's fine. Go ahead, sir. Mr. Torres.
Sorry. And so is this building, Jamie, is this the same building that is on the property of your home?
Yes, it was on the property of my home.
Okay. Now, were you renting or did you own it at the time?
I was renting.
All right. Whose name was on the lease for the property?
My name and my children.
All right. Now, did Mr. McDonald, did your brother have, did you give him permission in the past that he could use that building, that storage building, or why was he trying to get in?
He was in the building after my dad passed away. He had nowhere to live. So I told him he can stay there, get on his feet. He does not have long. I gave him at least like 3 months because that was enough time for me to get on my feet when I needed to. And then I needed him gone.
Okay. And so is that why he did not have a key to the building at the time?
No, I think he lost the key.
Okay. Now, after he had, pried the door open, you said you'd grab a baseball bat, and what starts the actual physical altercation?
I went to the door and he would not let me in. So I pushed him to get into my home because my kids were there. So I pushed him to get in, and then that's what started the altercation. He immediately said, "Oh, you're going to beat me with a bat," and I did not beat him with a bat. And then he immediately put me in a chokehold, and we fell onto the couch, and that's where I couldn't breathe.
Okay. Who was there besides you and your younger brother? Who was in that house that day?
My youngest, Caden, and Micaiah, my twins, and Ridge McDonald.
All right. Now, Ridge, who we've called as a witness today, what is Ridge's relationship with yourself?
He is my friend. He was my roommate.
Okay. And is he any relation to your younger brother?
No, no
Okay,
relation.
it's just coincidentally they share the same last name, correct?
Yes.
All right. So after he's gotten you in the chokehold, does he take you to the ground?
No, we're on the couch and I'm trying to get free. I couldn't. And then I heard my daughter scream, excuse the language, but she said, "Get the fuck off my mom." And at that instant, I just wanted to fight. And so I took my finger and I hooked it like this, and I hooked the inside of his cheek to pull him away from me.
Okay. Now, does the physical altercation end there? Or does it continue after that?
It did not end there. And Ridge actually came out and broke everything up. He got Jeremy off of me.
Okay. If you can remember, I know it's been about 6 months, Jamie. Where was Jeremy in relation to you when Ridge came to break it up?
He was on top of me, still on top of me.
Okay. Um, was Ridge able to successfully break up the fight?
Yes, he did.
Afterwards, did you sustain any injuries that you saw after the physical altercation?
Um, well, I had marks on my throat, my chest. That's all I can remember.
Okay. You called the police, correct?
Yes. Well, not that
Okay.
day. I
And
did not call the police. I actually I didn't want to get my brother in trouble, so I waited and I waited, and then it became more than I could handle. So I went to the police department and made a report.
okay, how long, best you can be an approximation if you can't remember exactly, how long was it from the time of the incident until you went to the police?
Mm, I think maybe 3 days.
Okay. Was your younger brother arrested for the incident?
No, he wasn't. He was not arrested for the incident. I know that the officer questioned my children at school, as well as Ridge, according to the police report, and mm, they went to attempt to talk to Jeremy, but there was no answer at the door, and that's where it was left.
Okay. And at the end, I mean, is your understanding that this case actually did go in front of a grand jury, correct?
I understand that. Yes.
And do you know that, is it your understanding that grand jury ultimately decided to no bill to not go forward with this?
I understand that.
You're frozen up, Greg. You're kind of.
Oh, that's a great look.
I think, I don't know.
Yeah, he's frozen. Oh, we lost him there for a second. Let's see if we get him back.
There he is.
Okay,
Apologize, Judge.
you froze up for a second there. Go ahead.
Jamie, what was the last question? I had asked you about the grand jury no bill. Were you aware of that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you cooperating with the district attorney's office during that investigation?
Yes, sir.
Who's the one that informed you that the case was no billed?
Kelly.
Okay. But it's your testimony today for the court that in fact that physical altercation did happen, and even though he was no billed on the pending bread charge, it's still your testimony today that he did assault you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Jeremy, do you have any questions? I know you want to testify on your own behalf. You want to unmute. In a minute, you can testify on your own behalf. But first of all, I just want to know, do you have any questions for Jamie?
I'd rather just say the actual truth of this matter, Your Honor, if I may.
Okay, so you don't have any questions for Jamie, correct?
Not about what she said, no.
Okay, and do you have
I disagree with a lot of it.
okay, do you have any questions, any other evidence, Mr. Torres?
No more questions for Jamie. I would like to call Ridge McDonald, Your Honor.
Okay, so we're going to hear from Ridge and then we'll hear from you, Jeremy.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, hold on. Okay, can you still hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sir, are you driving?
I'm parked on the side of the road.
Okay, can you raise your right hand? Sir, do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony that you give before this court today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Tell me what your name is.
Ridge Aaron McDonald.
Okay. And I know you've, I guess, read the documents here. You maybe work with Mr. Jeremy, but you've been a roommate with Miss Jamie. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Torres is on the screen here. He's the county attorney for McCulloch County. He has some questions that he's going to ask you. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Could you give me just a second to get to my loudspeaker on my phone? I can barely hear you.
Yes.
Okay, just a second. I apologize.
Are you good, Ridge?
Yes, I'm good.
Okay. Ridge, will you state your name for the reporter one more time, please?
Ridge Aaron McDonald.
All right. Ridge, is it your understanding that we're here on a protective order that was filed by your former roommate, Miss Jamie Sneathen?
Yes, sir.
And is it your understanding that the respondent, so on the other side of that case, is Mr. Jeremy McDonald?
Yes, sir.
So, Ridge, I want you to confirm with the court, what is your relationship with Miss Sneathen?
Just friends.
Okay. Were you her former roommate?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And how long were you her roommate?
I'd say probably, I don't know exactly, 3-4 months, possibly.
Okay. And how do you know Mr. Jeremy McDonald?
Through her. I just
Okay.
know that Jeremy is her brother, and we became friends.
I asked the same question earlier. You weren't here to listen, but both of your last names is McDonald. Is there any relation between the two of you?
No, sir. Not as far as we know.
All right. Ridge, were you living with Miss Sneathen on or about February 8th, 2024?
Yes, sir. I believe so.
Okay, and on or about that day, there was a physical altercation that took place in the house you were living in. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell the court, walk with the court what happened that day.
To the best of my knowledge, it's really hard for me to remember it all exactly, especially because I'm nervous. But Jeremy and I were cooking supper for the family and the household, and he had to go get some groceries that we were missing. And when he returned to the house, he walked through the front door. I was in the kitchen. An argument ensued. I don't know what the argument was about. It turned into a slightly physical altercation. I never saw any blows exchanged. I never saw anyone hit anyone. More just I don't know if saying like a wrestle or like a tussle is a better explanation. But after I heard what was going on and kind of processed it in my head, I went in there and broke it up. And then after that, there was no further physical altercation.
Jeremy, Ridge, who else was in the house that day?
So it was definitely me, Jeremy, Jamie. I know her daughter Micaiah was in the house. I'm not sure about her two sons, honestly. They might have been in their rooms. They stuck in there most of the time.
You said you didn't see any blows, but you heard the physical altercation, correct?
Yes, sir.
I want to talk about Micaiah, Jamie's daughter. Did you hear she was not in her room? Where was she when this happened?
So as I was leaving the kitchen, she was, I believe, coming out of her bedroom. I don't know if she was in the bathroom, bedroom, whatever. And she actually had seen what was going on before I even did.
Mm-hmm.
I walked the little doorway going to the living room, and I heard her say, "Get off of it," and that alarmed me. I walked through the door. By this time, it was a pretty even tussle. I don't know who had the upper hand, but honestly, I believe it was unnecessary, a sibling squabble. But there was definitely some anger involved.
Okay. When you go to break up the altercation, they're still wrestling. In your words, they're still wrestling, correct?
Yes, sir.
How do you break it? Describe to the court how you're able to break up the physical altercation.
I got between them. I believe I had my right arm against Jeremy, my left arm against Jamie, and just pushed them either way. I probably said some words to him I shouldn't say to the court, profanity wise, but just broke it up and tried to defuse the situation.
Okay. All right. Judge, I'll pass the witness.
Do you have any questions, Jeremy, for Ridge?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Go ahead.
On that day, Ridge, I believe we went to work together that day, correct?
I think so, yes, out in Melbourne.
And then we went to Walmart to go get dinner for the family and food stuff.
Yeah.
We thought it would be a good idea, so you called Jamie. She answers, but she's in a bad mood. And we said, oh, well, Jamie's just having the day. And then we go to the house, correct?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, we bring in all the stuff into Jamie's house to unload the groceries, right?
Yeah.
And I go ask Jamie for my key, my spare key. She says no to me. She's in the bathroom. So me and you go and shimmy my door open.
Yes, we did shimmy the door open. Yes.
And unfortunately, it did break. But it was dry rot, and that doorway was literally falling in on itself. Correct?
Yes, a small piece of trim that I do believe that you repaired afterwards.
Okay. Okay, and you did say that Micaiah said get off of him, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and because you were coming out of Jamie's room, you didn't see the beginnings of it. All you saw was both of us on the ground, correct?
I was coming out of the kitchen, so yeah.
Coming out of the kitchen. But were we both on the ground?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, to the best of your, I know this is hard to remember being how so long it is. What direction was I pointing when you broke up the fight? And what were my hands doing?
I believe once I got into the middle of it, your hands were in front of you.
Was I facing the opposite direction? Was my back towards my sister?
It is honestly hard to remember, but I know once I was breaking it up that you no longer showed any signs of anger or trying to attack her or anything like
Okay.
that.
When we went out to my building because I had to pick up all my groceries because both my hands were full trying to come out the front door. After I picked up my groceries, take them to my mini fridge, what did we find out in the building?
The building was absolutely trashed.
It was absolutely trashed. Like someone took a baseball bat, broke fans, dishes, emptied the trash barrel, all that, correct?
Those things, I believe, definitely, possibly some other things.
Okay. Thank you. That ends my questions.
Other questions, Mr. Torres?
No, Your Honor.
Other evidence, Mr. Torres?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. McDonald, do you want to testify on your own behalf?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
All right, so go ahead and speak slow and clear so we can hear you.
Do I need to state my name or anything, Your Honor, or just the events of the day?
We know you're Jeremy McDonald. What happened that day?
Okay, me and Ridge went to work that day. We decided it'd be nice to get dinner and everything and cook it for the family. We went to Walmart. While we're at Walmart, I'm getting my lunch stuff. Ridge calls my sister to see if there's anything else we're getting. She was, I guess, snappy with them. Got off the phone. We came home. We started unloading all the groceries into the kitchen. I was like, I checked my door on the way in and it was locked and I didn't have my keys on me. I thought I lost them on the job site. I went to my sister's room. She was in her bathroom. I thought she was doing her makeup. I was hearing clicking or something. And I asked her for my spare key. She just flat out said no. I was like, okay, no problem. I've shimmied the door and the door frame's so loose, I should just pop it right off. I'm right in with no damage. Me and Reg go out there to shimmy it. Unfortunately, it was dry rot and a little metal piece just came off. I did go in there, repair it, fix it afterwards. I went back into the house to get my groceries. I have both my hands because I got the big dollar burritos there. I'm walking to the front door. I see my sister climbing up the front steps. With one hand, I open the door for her, swing it open. She literally has a baseball bat raised above her head. I'm like, what are you going to do? Beat me with that? And unfortunately, she took the point of it and stabbed it into my solar plexus. I tried grabbing for all my groceries fell. I tried grabbing for the bat, missed. She hit me on my right side with the baseball bat. And I guess the inside of my cheek got busted up. And then I grabbed the bat. She punched me above the eye with, I guess, her right hand, her left hand, I mean. And so all I did was bear hug her, front to front, my hands around her like a big old bear hug. We rolled to the couch and we rolled down to the floor. I'm like, stop, stop. You gotta stop this. By then, she has her finger fish hooking me. And I hear Micaiah. First, she said, get off of her. And I was like, well, literally, my hands are up here. I'm saying, stop, stop. And then a second later, Micaiah says, get off of him. And then Rich comes out, says, your family, blah, 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 blah. And he picked up the baseball bat, get away from her. I picked up my groceries and went out to my building to de-escalate the situation.
Do you have any questions for him, Mr. Torres? You're on mute.
I don't have any questions, Judge.
Anything else, Mr. McDonald, from you today?
I do have pictures I took, and Ridge, I should ask Ridge, but he saw the damage afterwards.
Of your
And I
prop, of your building?
Yeah, I took pictures of that, and I took pictures of the damage to my inside of my cheek because where the baseball bat hit it, it literally busted my cheek open on the inside.
What, where are you living now?
I am living with my brother at High Street,
Do
Brady,
you
Texas.
have any property still over on Miss Sneeden's property?
Unfortunately, yes, Your Honor. This stems from my dad's passing. He willed everything to me, Your Honor. And unfortunately, I don't know what popped in her head, I guess, get me in trouble to get me kicked out. And she said the lie about today. And of course, I did get in trouble. I spent 4 months in jail because of this. And then the grand jury gave me a no bill. And I
So
got out.
besides
She
the
does have
property
quite a
from
bit of my belongings.
besides the property from your father, do you have any other personal property over there?
Well, my Bible, yes, Your Honor. Chef knives, cookware. I'm a good chef. KitchenAid mixer, stuff like that.
Okay. But all your clothing and everything else you have with you?
Not much of it, no, Your Honor. I guess she said it got thrown away or missed, or I couldn't save much of my stuff, Your Honor.
Okay. But you don't have any lease on that property, correct?
Oh, no, Your Honor, no.
Ms. Sneeden, does he have some property that is his still at that location?
Oh, at that location, no property at all. She moved right after that, and she took my stuff with her.
Okay, I got you. Ms. Sneeden, do you have any of Mr. Jeremy's property in your possession?
I have the KitchenAid and some pots and pans and a couple tables that I believe I was trying to give to my older brother, but he never came by and got it. It's been under my carport for over a month.
Okay, is there some property of Jeremy's at your house where you currently live?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, that property.
So that's Jeremy's property.
No, that's my property, but I do have it under the carport. It's been under the carport for over a month.
Okay, is there something that you're going to give to Jeremy that's at your current house?
Yes,
Okay. And it's the stuff under the carport?
yes, sir.
When can he come get that?
I would like him not to come to my house, actually. My kids are terrified of him.
Where are you going to get that to him?
I told my older brother Jeremy that he could pick it up. I'm sorry, my older brother Joe, that he could pick it up last month. So he can pick it up whenever it's outside under the carport.
Jeremy, can Joe go get that stuff for you?
Yes, he can. The problem is his body. He has severe Crohn's disease. He only has about 1.5 feet left of intestines. He is of bad health, so it's hit or miss trying to get him to be able to go over there at this time, Your Honor.
All right, can we excuse Ridge?
Yes, we can, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Ridge, you're free to go. Thank you for your time.
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead and log off.
I will.
Do you have someone that can go get your property, Jeremy?
Yes, I can schedule a time when his wife is off, if that's okay with Jamie.
Joe's wife?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can she get it by herself?
She can get one of her daughters to help her, I believe.
Okay.
It might take a week or so, if that's all right.
Is that okay with you, Jamie, if Joe's
That
wife?
is fine. Your Honor, the property has been sitting under the carport for over a month, and I told my brother Joe he can pick up Jeremy's belongings whenever is at his convenience.
Okay. All right. Anything else, Mr. Torres?
No, Your Honor.
All right. So, Jeremy, you're going to have to get Joe's wife and daughter, I guess, to schedule a time to go get the property and bring it to you, okay?
Yes, Your Honor. What happens if she doesn't give all the property back?
Then you're gonna that's beyond the scope of this hearing today, okay?
Understood, Your Honor.
That's a civil matter you'll have to take up elsewhere, okay?
Understood.
And I would assume that Miss Sneeden, what's your address?
Church.
Okay. So, Mr. McDonald, she doesn't want you over there, and I would assume if you go over there, you're going to probably get arrested, and she's basically told you she doesn't want you there, so that's kind of like a no trespass warning. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor. I haven't seen her in 5 months. I do not plan on seeing her until she gets help.
Okay, and you don't need to go over there even if it's to get your property because you're probably going to be arrested, and she's giving you notice not to go. Do you understand?
Complete honor.
So you figure out a way to get your brother and your sister-in-law and the daughter to go over there and get your property, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm going to deny the permanent protective order at this time. We'll close the case without further orders. Anything else, Mr. Torres?
No, Your Honor.
All right. So I'll make a docket entry as to that. Mr. McDonald, you realize any altercation, you're probably going to get rearrested. Do you understand?
I understand.
All right. Those are the orders of the court. We'll recess from the record and you're all free to go. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
All right. We have one more case we'll have
Do you
here.
want to read the police report?
We have one more case here in a second.
In what world do you think you deserve a PPO when you trash his room and then come after him with the baseball bat? You trash his room with the baseball bat and then come after him with the baseball bat. And you think you deserve a PPO? To me, it sounded like he was just trying to contain her. He never choked her. He was just trying to contain her so that she wouldn't continue hitting him with the baseball bat. So, no, she doesn't deserve a PPO for her actions. My brother and I used to fight when we were kids, but that's when we were kids. We grew out of that and we became adults, and I would never in a million years come after my brother with a baseball bat. There's absolutely no, he couldn't make me angry enough to actually come after him with the baseball bat. And her little dig about, my kids are so afraid of you. I have a feeling her kids love their uncle. That's just my sense. He seems like a really nice guy, and I bet her kids love him. And when he said she needs help, she does need help. She needs some anger management help because she's very angry and she will explode, it sounds like, over virtually nothing. So I just think that he's the one that deserves the PPO. That's just my opinion. But anyway, thank you guys so very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.